carry that can actually shove waves and D-push against the Chen reasonably safely. So incredibly nice to have.
And it's, I mean, there's a couple heroes you have to be afraid of, like both Tiny and Marcy are pretty good at getting on top of the Lina, but like once you get your BKB, you should be in a pretty safe spot. And I think I just like that it's not like it's a kind of less greedy approach. Like you've got Puck, Tide, Lina as your three cores, and I just feel like these are heroes that play well around each other. You know, it's less this idea that, like, you know, on the TSM side you're going to have 4 heroes ready to fight while Morphling farms, and then Talon's going to be able to meet those 4 heroes who are trying to push towers with Chen plus Death Prophet and be like, okay, we'll fight you. Lina doesn't need many items. We're ready to fight nice and early on, and they're just going to have a straight up numbers advantage in some ways.
Then she buys Falcon Blade and she's set basically.
Exactly.
Oh, level 29 Morphling Tomato.
Yeah.
Another one level away.
I feel like I see a lot of players who are level 29 on heroes. Like they didn't prep for TI probably.
Or maybe it's like Dota Plus expired. They've not bought another month of it.
I don't know how it works. Maybe the jump from level 29 to level 30 takes a long time. Definitely. There are quite a lot. We'll be helping ourselves into game number 2. Talon.
Here I am.
Coming out, guns blazing, took game 1 and looking to seal the deal with a quick 2-0 here.
Looking for it. TSM with that ability to scale with the Morphling and map space from DP Chen. They need these. It feels like they really need these lanes to go well for themselves. If they bleed out in the lanes, it could all fall apart quite quickly for them because they need momentum. They need that wind in their sails to get Tiny to blink, to get Chen to mech. A lot of initial key items that they need to really play the game.
Look at that.
They can do that. Just stepping back for a second, I'm curious, Gareth. Like when you look at Group B, where do you kind of
just not
rate these teams, and where do you see them kind of maybe finishing?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think Group B is probably the closer group overall, where everyone can take games of each other. I don't know. My gut reaction before this game, before this series, would be to say that they're probably towards the bottom of Group B.
Yeah,
Talon and TSM, both teams. Yeah,
I think that's fair. For me, I thought Talon, one of the teams really in danger of maybe being bottom 2. I mean, that's what we saw at the Arlington Major. They didn't play well on the big stage and got eliminated there. But so far, so good for Talon. I think coming in when you're maybe one of the underdogs or dark horses, playing a weaker, both teams playing against maybe one of the, they're not playing Team Spirit, for example, is at least a good way to start things off if you get these wins.
A nice little morale boost. Get the victories going. Oh, Moon Meander taking a significant amount of damage, and he's actually rebounded back into this trample of Q. Fairy Fire is up. One more hit. They'll get it. Q gets first blood. Traded out, but Saberlight, even though he gets that kill, he's been dropped incredibly low. He's rushing Falcon Blade, so he's pretty low on regen. Just a set of tangos to his name.
Can't really easily come up close to these waves now, and once this Primal Beast is back, this thing's getting pretty scary for him. So really good start for Talon in this top lane, getting the first blood gold and getting this big harass advantage early on as well.
Yeah, I mean, Moon Meander's going to try and do a bit of damage back, but every time he rebounds in, there's Trample, there's Light Strike Array. 23 Savage getting the better of these regen trades. Well, down at bottom, Tomato and Dubu. And Chen always very good with these hardcore agi carries. Keep them alive through your healing of Headdress and Divine Favor, while Ench and Tide just looking to get leveled and experience, apply a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, as they get a few more levels, maybe we see points in the Gush, and with the Enchantress there is perhaps some kill threat on the support Chen, but it should be a lane where Tomato is pretty well protected. I don't really see a whole lot giving him a tough time in the lane state.
No, because we do have this melee plus ranged side lane. Oh, Moon Meander, he's all right. Q's going to take the full Spirit Siphon back away.
Is Primal Beast support just like the answer to Marcy or something? Is that what Talon have figured out? Because so far, every time I look at this top lane, the trample onto the Marcy is just really keeping Marcy at bay. Combine it with a ranged carry and you're in business.
And it feels like it. It's like both of her spells are pretty low cooldown, so she wants to be continually jumping in. But every time Moon Meander does that, being met with some serious resistance.
having a rough start on the Marcy, but see if things pick up. So far, it hasn't really done too much to hurt Saberlight's game. He's still getting the CS he needs in lane, doing just fine.
Yeah, and for the first time in a long time, we're going to see this Enchantress against Chen. Still creeps back and forth between the two of them.
That's always some good times. Just grabbing the range creeps for now. Nothing fancy coming into play quite yet.
Oh, Hyde needs to heal up. Just trying to get Tomato here to level 3, so he's got that second point in the shift. Oh, Brile in the mid lane. Yeah. Tiny against Puck. Dead even in the CS.
Yep. Bit of a farm battle for now. We'll see if the 4-minute runes are contested, but definitely 6-minute power runes. I think we'll see those support rotations, probably from both sides, to guarantee or try and guarantee your mid laner a key impact rune.
Especially if it's one of those, arcanes or hastes. Both of these heroes very adept at very quickly moving into the side lanes to utilize them. Hyde being chased back by Dubu now. Get out of my jungle. Chen's territory.
Your answer to who's the king of the junglers, maybe. At least for now, Chen doing some bullying, despite Ench being a bit more known for her early game laning prowess. But both supports doing a good job giving their cores a good lane. Like, both Titan more pretty even on CS, both farming. No lanes really being lost for anyone, other than the top lane, I think, going ever so slightly Talon's way. But even there, it's pretty marginal, the difference that two cores are getting.
Yeah, I mean, Saberlight got his Falcon Blade first. 23
True.
Savage still a little bit of money away. Needs to buy the recipe up.
Yep. See if you can find any more kind of aggressive plays on the Moon Meander. He's constantly looking for these trample moves, but the uproar coming out, looks like Moon just going to disengage and... I love how the Lina and Deathrow are just like, you guys do your thing, we're not even getting involved.
We're just gonna hit creeps over here. Alright, do make the jump though. Moon Meander disposes Savage back. Light Strike Array. It landed on the DP and actually keeps him alive. Q there to bodyguard his Lina for the meantime as well. Yeah, pretty cool sentry battle as well between this Marcy and the Primal Beast. There's like 5 sentries being spent and denied and killed.
You're hot.
Really trying to unlock the pull camps.
Poor Moon, he's like, I'm a 4th position, why I've got to keep buying sentries, like I want my boots. I don't think Q minds quite as much. He's almost got his boots too, with the help of the first blood gold, so. The team getting too much of an advantage out of this. See Tomato down bottom, he's getting his farm just fine, and back at mid 6-minute mark approaching soon, so support rotations, this is where you're gonna start considering them. You can't rotate too late, you gotta make sure you kind of get set up in position nice and early if you want to secure these runes.
Yeah, Hyde in a great position right now with the Warpine Raider. Bottom rune is guarded by the Enchantress. We'll see if this Primal Beast wants to move, because he's been gone on a little bit by Moon and Saberlight. Spirit Siphon cancelled. Does have another one here, but the Trample and Savage arriving, putting big damage onto the DP, while Q, the Fairy fires and turns onto Moon now. Another uproar is ready. And Bounty Rune going to be gathered up by the Moon Marcy, and she's out of there, while in the mid lane, Mikoto going to get the Arcane Rune, as that Enchantress did bodyguard and force Brile to try and rotate bottom.
And because the fight was happening top, Moon couldn't actually come in to either snipe or deny that top rune. It was a nice attempt from Brile with the help of the Chen to try and kill the Ench at bottom rune, but rune spawn top, and it's going to be Puck with an Arcane Rune, so... something you just have to be wary of, play around. Don't give Puck... I mean, Puck's going to find a Dream Call opportunity if he wants to, but we'll see how aggressive Mikoto wants to be, if there is going to be any consideration to TP to any of these sidelines. Doesn't actually have a TP just yet.
Hyde, very sneaky. Denies the Bounty Rune as Brile was coming back down to refill his bottle. I couldn't catch up to the Ench either. But a lot of freedom for Tomato, though. It feels like Tidehunter, not a hero that can really pressure the Morphling that much, but equally, the other way as well. Hood on the Tide means KP can just freely sit here.
Yep. Yeah, both these. Oh my god. Bit of a snoozer relay. Morphling just doing his thing, hitting creeps. KP, 0 risk of time. I guess if Morphling slips up, you can maybe get a kill on him, but no points in Gush, no Ravage yet, so not really much cooking down bottom.
Yeah, not much mana either for KP. He's bringing Soul Ring out to himself, so gonna help out a little bit, but this mana burn creep, very irritating. And a bit of a push on the mid lane. Ench joins forces with Makoto, still holding the Arcane Rune on the puck.
Yeah, just using the dominated enchanted creep to tank the shots and do some extra damage. They're getting this tower very low. Moon can't go in. If he goes in, Makoto's just going to kill him, I feel like.
I think the Ench is dead.
Yeah.
Try and kill off Hyde, but that final bit of damage to the tire. It looked like maybe the Ench could get it away with an H's attendance. Brawl says absolutely not. 8-minute rune.
Yep. Their rune spawning and being secured by Dubu. Bryle is going to be able to get it down bottom with the help of the chance, so good news for him.
All right, walk straight up to the puck. It's the 2-man avalanche, but bottle refill looks like it's there.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Oh no.
Maybe the avalanche actually stopped it if he didn't pass it quick enough. I'm not sure, but maybe that's why Bryle came in to stop the bottle refill.
That's clever.
Yeah, you come in and maybe you like toss. I mean, maybe he was thinking like I'll toss the puck away from the tower or something, but just the avalanche alone, I think, stopped the bottle refill. So super heads up play from Bryle there.
And now it's smoke into that top jungle looking for Savage. Sableye and Moonmeander, they see the Lina. Straight in with a rebound disposed. Savage tries to get spells out before she dies. Kill off some neutrals, but she knows there's no escaping. As Sableye spends that first exorcism for a big kill on the position 1.
Yeah, and some nice little stacks to go with it as well, so rewarded for their aggression here. And that's definitely, this is kind of the weak point of the lane. You get out the laning stage and you want to go into this, like, you know, you want to farm like your boots of travel, BKB, but you're very prone to these rotations from heroes like Marcy.
And Morphling, the flip side of that, completely free. 16 in eyes, 60 last hits, and it's Q and Hyde. We'll find Dubu in this bottom jungle. A lot of these jungle wards just scouting out and allowing these sweeping moves from both teams. Getting a nice D-ward there as well, as it looks like they want to try and make another move on that mid lane with catapult waves coming shortly. They can set up for it.
Dire's top tower is
See
under
if they
attack.
can get the 10-minute room for Makoto on puck. Bryle sending an illusion top, so let's go for the Avatos in the mid lane. And he actually just straight up solo kills him. Bryle! Oh! And he gets the regen rune.
Of course he does.
I mean, he deserves it. I mean, not that. Yeah, that was a good play, but it was like, Puck just did not respect the damage output.
Ridiculous stuff. And then top lane, speaking of damage output, level 3 sidekick destroys the Enchantress there. And even without exorcism, TSM chipping away at that tier 1 tower. Brawl's going to cut the wave and clear out a camp at the same time. Yeah, what's Talon's next move? Come down bottom, try and slowly push here, but we need more than just a puck in the tide.
With 12 important vitamins and minerals. Top tower is
Kind of rare misplay there by Makoto. I think he shifted away from strength treads and just didn't have the survivability to tank an Avatos combo. And we'll see if they can make this counterplay down bottom. They want to push TSM out of this area. Lumiander looking for the rebound this game. So they've got a Dream Coil. Not sure if it's going to be needed here.
Chasing down with a Gush instead. Tumble forward, kill off the Marcy. While this is happening, that mid lane tower with Chen creeps there. One will get enchanted up by Hyde. Okay, that's going to be enough then to stop the push. Bryle doesn't want to go any further forward. So Makoto with catapult bottom should get this tier 1. But it feels like map space belonging to TSM. Mainly because Morphling just hasn't been touched. He's top of net worth, 0-0-0. Kind of an ideal situation for your Morphling to be in right now.
Yeah, these games where there's just no action in your lane feel great. I mean, there has been now with the 11-minute tower push, but it wasn't like there was like a smoke gank headed his way kind of in conjunction with the push. It was just, you know, no pressure whatsoever. Tomato just continues to free farm and continues to really just have this uncontested game. And I do feel like the Morphling v Lina carry matchup, like, I think it's fine for the Morphling. Like, yeah, this Lina has like this range advantage, but waveform kind of negates it. Like, you've got a way to get on top of this Lina.
Now, what do you take when you take spell amplification, right? If you turn into that Lina. Yeah.
stealing spell amp is like doesn't.
Oh, this feels real nice when you're morphling. It's like a Medusa or a TV or something. Steal their agi, steal their attack speed.
We'll see if that axe comes in though, because not every morphling I've been seeing is actually good.
Bot's going to allow her to play the map pretty wide, join in fights when she needs to, but otherwise stay opposite side of the map to any kind of nonsense, keep farm.
The farm is just in a good place for them in morphling. Ooh, can't quite get the solo kill on high. Fluffy hat.
That's fine.
Saves lives, but
TV or something. Steal their agi, steal their attack speed. Mech on Chen, Blink on Tiny, TSM. They're going on a fishing expedition. Makoto is top.
Love another puck kill here. It is daytime too, so get a bit easier access to some of this vision.
Yeah, they don't want to jump the Primal Beast.
They're ignoring him. I think Brown knows where the puck is. He Tumblr's toy. He's hopping his way to this top lane. Makoto hiding in the trees for now. Still pinging it out. They're hoping that maybe he shows himself.
Meanwhile, Tomato is waveformed into the Primal Beast, does get his shift off. Oh, good Hurricane back, but the Light Strike Array misses. Tomato healed by the hand of God. TSM not coming in to save him, though, as they are fighting in the mid lane. They're going to get the Morphling out of there, though. Somehow, Tomato escaping danger while KP dies mid.
Ryle made the rotation back mid with the Blink Dagger, and yet Tomato able to keep himself alive and not require rotations means they can make this play in the mid lane. Kill off the Tide Hunter, plus take the tier 1 mid with the Exorcism. Really solid play from TSM so far in Game 2 after a rough Game 1.
Tomato quickly up towards top, realizing the 3 heroes rotated for him, so he's got plenty of space to farm there. Kill off that tier 1 mid lane, and map space opens for them to find the pick-off on high with the remnants of the Exo. TSM, 7-3 doesn't appear to be a massive net worth lead, but it feels like that flow of the game is in their favor. They're the ones dictating how things are going, where the ganks are happening, and forcing Talon further and further back, away from their triangle, and Sableye with bots, and straight onto the lean of the toss forward with the Avalanche. They found Savage.
Everywhere. I mean, great Observable there on the high ground and allowed them to invade these Ancients. That's the big kill to be getting there. Savage has just been kind of mode farm for a while, trying to get this BKB up, so anytime there's these heroes just passively farming and not really daggering yet, Tomato able to keep them. It just alive and not require rotations means they can make. He's played fine, but it's just about what can this hero achieve in this 5-position role.
Man, what can you do to play with the puck? Because right now Makoto, one being jumped on, dodges the Avalanche and will jump to the orb after the toss ends, but Mumianda here with a Dispose Unleash, Coil expended and an onslaught forward. Mumianda still going to pick off the puck though, and the Primal Beast open up here for Sableye to chase forward. KP's arrived, but to no avail. Bryle can go for another combo in, try to blow up high, with a bit more damage to the Spirit Siphon. They'll get the streak onto Bryle's Tiny. And TSM, that's 3 heroes. They're like a 3v4, they're winning the fight, and you've still got Chen farming and stacking, Tomato farming jungle.
Chen farming? That's what a hero's meant to be farming? What's going on? But yeah, I mean, Tiny with an Arcane Rune, that's the other big thing about having this big kind of map control advantage is you get full control of these runes. So, like, as soon as a fight breaks out, Bryle is thrilled for it. Like, he doesn't land the first Avalanche that he blindly throws into Fog, but it comes off cooldown so rune that they still get the kill on the puck. Makoto's Orb had just come back up, but wasn't able to escape, and They're looking to follow this up with this tier 1 bottom tower. Level 2 exorcism now, so Talon want to fight this one though. They're poised to try and defend this.
TP'd into mid, aiming for Roshan. And Bryle, yeah, made the long walk to tier 2 before TPing, making sure he is safe and sound. Forcing Talon to really migrate from bottom back through mid up towards Roche, who's already half dead.
They're not stopping this. Zero chance of that. Dies too fast, and also it was TSM recognizing that all of Talon had gone bottom to defend the tier 1 tower, so they were just like, okay, we're done. We'll go take Roche. That's pretty free for us. Morphling's now got Aegis plus Manta can actually join in on these fights and play hyper aggressive with like waveforming into this Lina, so it feels really good for TSM now. 3k gold lead, but it feels like they're much further ahead than that number really suggests.
Yeah, Tomato having this complete freedom. Aegis, Manta. 0-0-0 still. I wonder if he's being teased by his teammates. Like, come on, get one assist or something.
No, he's proud of that. That's a carry player score right there. It's a true carry player. If you're 0-0-0 at 30 minutes in, you're done your job.
Good dispose save and the toss play. Moon Meander and Bryle both trying to slip away from this as Talon. They hunt for the tiny, but he's so incredibly tanky. Looking to play spent onto Moon Meander now, but he's got the psychic lifesteal on the Unleash to go. The Ravaging KP won't click on anyone but the Marcy, so they kill off Moon at the very least. But now the turnaround from TSM. Thinking about going high ground, they've got the vision there to see what Talon are up to. Hyde will quickly remove that, so no further opportunities, but at Talon they spent time, numbers, cooldowns to get just a Marcy kill.
Yeah, it's a lot of spells for a Marcy. At the same time, I mean, I guess TSM, they brought their entire team as well, but it's a move that Talon were making knowing that, okay, they have Aegis, but they don't have Exorcism. Death Prophet's kind of their strongest hero alongside the Tiny in many ways, so fighting while Exorcism is down makes a lot of sense, but all those spells for just a Marcy does not feel good particularly, and they're going to know that TSM, the second Exorcism is back, will be ready to make their next big move, and if they're quick about it, Tide won't have Ravage, for example. It's going to be really tough to defend.
Yeah, they've got time to do this. A great thing about having a Chen like this on your team, thinking about that mid-game timing, you've said it. Yes, Enchantress in the lane, going late game looks pretty good, but right now, Dubu with his mech and nearly Vlad's, he's farming enemy jungle. So like, the slices of the pie that Talon can actually try and take and eat, they're being diminished here by TSM, completely out-farmed across the map from bottom to top.
Yeah, just seeing the mini-map, they're farming, 3 lanes, all of top jungle, not really farming their own jungle, but that's already a lot of farm being accrued and not really being matched by anyone on Talon's side.
Always feels tough when your puck is relegated to cutting waves. And I think that's a glyph just to make sure that the puck doesn't kill that wave, so TSM can keep going for tier 2.
They were using the Morphling's curry and everything to try and scout the trees and find the puck, but it does get out of there.
Much like Cordwood,
this tier 2 tower will also be getting out of this game as that frees things up. They'll take the outpost, they'll also find themselves a kill here in the mid lane potentially. If they got the damage to bring down KP, he's pretty damn tanky, but doesn't seem like he's tanky enough.
However, what it takes. I mean, he had a ward there. He saw them all coming. He thought he was tanky enough, but you add in the DP with maxed out Spirit Siphon. Okay, it's not percentage based anymore, but it's still a tremendous amount of damage.
Yeah.
Now TSM, after tier 2 top, they can think about mid. Might not even use the Exo here. They've already forced the glyph, so they can wait for the next wave to arrive to go for another round. I do like this from Talon, at least, creating a bit of space on the map for themselves, but Savage has got to be wary not to stick around for too long. And Radiant still have the outpost there.
Savage had 0 mana. He wasn't looking for a fight. He was just trying to get that last couple morsels of farm before TPing home. He used up his entire mana pool just to farm the map. Really speaks to the state of this game for Talon, where they have 0 interest in any kind of a fight right now, which is a little concerning. Like, you're playing with a Morphling. Like, I don't imagine Talon feel like they have any kind of outright superior late game. Definitely they haven't lost if it goes late. Like, Lina, Tide, Puck, like, they still have a lot of ways that can address a Morphling. Particularly Morphling, a carrier that doesn't like building BKB, so those 3 cores all with lots of stuns, lots of magic damage, silences, that can make Morph's life pretty difficult in team fights.
They're amassing all their forces on the doorstep of Talon right now, though. And TSM even jumping in with Moon Meander to try and start things off. Talon.
Top lane, Laguna Blade on Brile. I don't think Savage has this kill.
Dire's middle tower
Doesn't
has
look like
been
it.
denied.
Aggressive, to say the least. Ambitious, perhaps. But
Yeah.
take all your outer towers. We farm the entire map and just kind of try and increase our lead, which hasn't completely. I mean, they've only 3k gold lead. They've had this 3k gold lead for quite some time, so it really speaks to the fact that Talon are doing, you know, pretty decent when it comes to at least finding efficiency farm trades.
And they're giving that full bottom lane, bottom jungle as well. I guess TSM, they got all these tier 1s and tier 2s in the most important spots, mid and top, and the outpost. So now it's a pretty simple move if they want to make it to get, you know, tier 1 bottom lane, go into enemy Ancients area, control that zone of the map. You're going to start thinking about Roshan in the next 2.5 minutes. It's one of those situations where you kind of want to fight for both teams to get your spells on cooldown and then wait for them to come back up for the next Roshan.
Yep, the teaser fight.
Ini kegedean guys, kita kecilin dikit guys.
Oh, it's huge. You put sidekick on him, that's a lot of damage.
Juicy. I like where this is going.
Perbedaannya
See if there's any kind of response in Talon. It just feels nice because there's like these backline heroes like Lina who stands so far back, so you've kind of got this way to deal damage or zone her away and actually threaten to kill her.
Yeah, have that
Needs to be
Saturn.
careful, by the way. Invis
Oh.
Tiny coming.
Oh, Mikoto joins the orb. Brile knows. He's pinged out the puck.
Yep.
North or south, which way do you head, Brile? South, straight on to Mikoto. Finds the catch with the avalanche toss, the tree volley. Good damage, but they need more catch. Marcy maybe can rebound and jump in, but they're struggling to keep tabs on this Mikoto puck, who is so slippery.
He should be fine here. No blink dagger on Marcy. TP out in the trees.
We're good.
Yeah, it was a tough one for Brile. I think, you know, it looks like he goes a bit too early there, but he knows the puck is just going to keep tucking deeper into these trees, so you go any later and he may not even have a chance to initiate in. So that's the strength of the puck, and that's what Makoto's going to keep doing. And also where, you know, Marcy's going BKB, like, which is totally fine, makes sense, but without a blink, they don't have the best catch for puck.
Well, they're on the tide, tossing him back across the tomato, and they've got enough magic damage. Adaptive strike, a lot of right click with a sidekick, huge DPS to burst
Middle
KP.
tower is under attack.
Morph is saying, we're not side kicking out Tiny, I'm the real carry here.
Yeah.
And he's got Scotty now. That to me is the big item for Morphling. Like, it just gives you you don't get kited quite as badly. You get on top of the lean and you've got that extra slow to really make life difficult for Talon's cores. Plus a Silver Edge queued up to address the tide.
Oh, wow. Doubling down on that. I really like the fact that Tomato's running around with like between 2,100 and 2,400 HP, knowing that if there's a salvo of puck Lina spells, he's going to survive it and be able to withstand that initial burst of damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wise about it. It's bottom lane. Talon, like they want to try and shit in, but there's a lot of TSM heroes here.
There's no mana on this DP. He does get a BKB off, but Laguna Blade finishes off Moon Meander. Sableye gonna BKB TP away. The rest of TSM though, yeah, gonna run away from the chase of Talon. Puck jaunting forward, does still have the coil. Doesn't really want to target the Morphling though. Again, such a difficult hero to kill without your full force. It feels like you need Laguna Blade to really finish him off.
If you're Talon, you're like, okay, maybe wanted a bit more there, but you hold your tower, you kill a support, and they're kind of in this stage of the game where they want to just maybe contest next Roshan, if anything.
Yeah.
Their cores are lacking mana, so they do need to kind of heal up, and they've got Scotty on their own Lina, so they're starting to feel pretty strong. I do feel like Lina needs that like +1 damage item, has a Silver Edge queued up, or even just like a Crystallis maybe is going to be enough for the next team fight, but you really just need a little bit more right-click damage, I think, to take a team fight still on Talon Lina.
It's nice to see them so disciplined there. KP rebounded.
Pass occurs to him.
So is he gonna get away with the Glimmer Cape? Yeah, he's got that little ogre seal totem as well. But yeah, nice to see Talon so disciplined with their ultis, because you could have easily seen the coil or a ravage come out there, but knowing that they could have a small chance of using it to get a kill, rather hold it and have a bigger chance of a team fight around Roshan, as Hyde under the Glimmer Cape gets at a distance from Saberlight and Moongander, but not from Brile. In with that massive tree volley, Q down to low HP as well, BKBs and pulverizes into the DP, but Tomato comes out with a double kill, both supports annihilated by the Morphling and the Hurricane, drags the tide back into them, they will kill off Moongander now, and KP, he's holding Ravage, but he won't get a chance to use it. Tomato triples up, gets the takedowns on them all, and Roshan's available to them with his Exo.
Yeah, that's a fight for TSM, just charging forward, fighting, even when it's just two supports, it still adds up. Edge kind of did a good job, I think, positioning to pop the smoke gank, but Q made the, perhaps just, you know, he didn't have the info and he kind of charged in and got caught in the avalanche as well. I think that was a scenario where you just let your Ench die, you regroup, and you know, maybe you can contest Roche by just delaying it and waiting for Ench to respawn, but as soon as Primal Beast dies as well and also commits his BKB, there's no real way to keep fighting at that point.
War has come to Radiant's bottom tower.
Now how do you kill a Morphling twice?
Yeah, about that.
4-0-0. Like you said 10 minutes ago, Lena's done a good job keeping up in the net worth. Not too far behind the Morphling there, 23 Savage.
Yeah, it's just tricky. Like, I think the Morph's ability to get on top of you sort of make this carry matchup always a little bit challenging, combined with the fact that there's the Tiny as well. It just feels like the Morphling's got this nice scaling partner. Puck, you know, farming well, but is being more of this pesky split pusher. Actually going for a Dream Coil up top. Was that a
Like you can't even imagine.
Lena Boots of Travel that got cancelled, I think?
Yeah, it looks like it's on cooldown, so I think you're right there. They wanted to pair up on the Tiny.
I think Tiny killed the creep that Lena was maybe TPing onto. Dire did use, I don't know if the glyph was right then, but yeah.
Man, difficult times for them, as it looks like now. Right. He's got a Chrysalis, Enchantress doesn't stand a chance against that.
That's why you go Tree Volley, because there's an
And
edge.
mid lane, Hurricanes? Dubu toying with Q there, just dragging him around a little bit. 23 Savage down bottom. What's happening down there? TPing away from Tomato.
That was a very brave LSA before he TP'd. He missed it.
Wild
Luckily,
stuff.
Tomato, like if Tomato just waved on top of him, he would have died there, but Tomato doesn't exactly know what's going on. Playing blind.
But yeah, I've got a question for you. Have we had a Ravage this game?
No.
Dire's
30 minutes, 0 Ravages, right?
Correct.
And it's not down to KP being a bad player. It's just like he hasn't had opportunities because there's no one to kill.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a team thing with Talon. They've just been on the back foot so much and not had any opportunities. Like, definitely, I mean, maybe they have had opportunities. They just haven't gone for them. Use their smokes effectively, but
Threat of the Ravage.
yeah, you don't want to put it on cooldown. That's when they take things like Roshan. Use Ravage, and they're going to go high ground.
tower is under attack.
Maybe this blink will help. Brile though. Hey, he's got a toss back on Savage. Oh, onslaught in. Marcy jumps forward and Saberlight, and there's the blink Ravage. KP gets the 2, caught up in it. Saberlight gets his BKB out, but Savage in trouble. Brile needs a couple more hits, and Saberlight will come in to finish the job. Brile still alive under that coil and turning into Mikoto now. As Tomato arriving in puck form, another avalanche missing though. Allows Mikoto to get back to high ground. Trouble being TSM still hold Aegis on Morphling for 2 minutes, still have Exo running for another 10 seconds, and the tier 3 with no glyph is easily destroyed.
It would still be standing.
We'll get the glyph back for the rats here, but it doesn't look like Talon can do anything about this. I mean, Tidehunter's just kind of an aura bot. No Ravage right now, no Lena means no damage, and trying to go in, but
And dive forward with the onslaught, BKB Primal Beast. Melee Barracks is on 100 health, just a couple of hits away from death. TSM going to respect Talon's high ground hold though.
I thought Tomato would just go back in. I guess they just don't care about a melee Rex that much. I mean, I do feel like teams are just so used to playing against like one lane of lost creeps that it's not worth overcommitting for a barracks. And the Silver Edge will find KP down bottom.
Can he just solo this? Oh, yes, oh, the glimmer.
Almost. I'm surprised KP went, like he saw him Silver Edge next to him, and then KP tried to farm a creep wave. That was so risky.
Calculated.
Yep.
He knew.
He got out.
Hyde has the glimmer cave. He's gonna save me. Back into that top jungle to reclaim their own outpost. That is so telegraphed though, like TSM knows exactly where they are, so they smoke up and they play towards that top part of the map. Mikoto, they got the stuns for him, smoke breaks, the phase shift, Brile, avalanche, toss, no, the breaker around the toss play, and they were absolutely ready for him.
Tomato was just waiting for he was literally standing on top of his blink location, and
Dyer's middle barracks.
now we get to finish off the racks, and they may just go for a second lane here, try and force a puck buyback. He does have it. Up lane meanwhile. Okay.
Half health from Laguna Blade that get the kill on the Death Prophet, but the rest of TSM, they're on your tier 3 top.
I'm in trouble, guys. I'm in trouble.
Morphling's gonna waveform back as the Aegis expires. 3 hits and the Enchantress disappears.
They're trying to force this.
Expiring before our very eyes, and they do move forward. KP has blink ravage. Pomstead has raised packs. Morphling trying to be focused down here by Talon, but the damage from the tree volley nearly annihilates the puck. Tidehunter, with the 3 of them chasing Tomato, they desperately scramble and want this kill. But in the back lines, Mikoto's being held back. Remy TP's home successfully, so they get the DP in the Chen, but that was meant to be Talon's way back into the game with a Morphling kill.
Tubu split pushing bottom gets a tier 3 tower with his creeps. But yeah, all these buybacks, like they're buying back knowing that they've killed Death Prophet and can win a team fight. Like they just need a Dream Coil, some.
Into danger again, getting exposed across, but dead to Savage. In jump Sableye though, focusing on Lina, disarming up Savage as well, while Morphling shred through with the right click damage. Light Striker is there and the Lina dead. Tide now stranded. Another seal flop to the high ground, gets a bit of distance for KP, and a blink away to TP. Tomato is close to getting one touch in there to cancel the blink. Not quite able to do it.
Not bad for Talon in some ways, like killing off the Tiny there. Lina comes very close to surviving. She almost got her Silver Edge off it there at the end. It was just barely coming back off cooldown. Could have maybe ran away since there was no more gem on the Radiant side, but he could be scurrying himself out of there, but this is a game that
Tomato
is getting massive here.
So very scary playing as this puck. Oh, yes, you have the Eon disc now, so another little safety measure, but Scythe the Vice up on the DP. That is a huge item for TSM to utilize here. 30 seconds for potential Roche spawn.
Smart pickup, because so much of this game has been made annoying by the puck just cutting waves and split pushing, and now you've got this, not just Scythe of Ice, but a blink to go with it. So this blink hex as a way to kind of set up and give you another cat. You can't entirely rely on Tiny to be everywhere always at once.
Tomato with a fresh BKB. Arcane Rune. They want something up top. Sends Manta Illusions out to try and scout first. No vision here for them though, and Mikoto playing under his own Observer Ward with KP nearby. 2 minutes for Roche means there's a long wait. TSM, they can feel this now. Victory is in their grasp.
This smoke could be the one to break this game wide open. Roshan not for 2 minutes, but these teams don't know that.
Smoke breaking. Saberlight silence, gets to the wall quickly. In jumps KP, the Raven on the 3. Light Strike and Laguna Blade. They kill the DP, Saberlight can't turn and fight, but they get Hyde with Lumiano and Tomato. Light Strike raises up the Lina and they get a double kill from Morphling. I don't think Talon stand a chance now. 2 eras dead, 2 big cores gone for a minute and a half. No Enchantress and High high ground is ready for the taking here as TSM.
Yeah, the way I think Talon approached that fight is about as logical and effective as it gets. Like, go on Death Prophet, burst her down, don't let her get off Exorcism, but there's just too many weapons on this TSM team. You use all that, like a BKB leader to kill Death Prophet, and then all of a sudden, like, Marcy's jumping in with a BKB and helping kill Lina with this Morphling. Like, this Morphling just kills everybody, BKB or not, doesn't give a care.
The Yondisk is there. A toss around. Can't finish Mikoto off just yet. Focusing Q instead. Rebound disposed. Puts him in an awkward spot and needs the buyback from him. Get the coil on Marcy and Tiny, but the toss is there from Broyle. Secure the kill on the puck and surely secure the game.
Yeah, that's got to be it. This Morphling untouched the entire game. 11-0-1. Tomato showing why, you know, against this TSM team, you may just need a first phase ban of Morphling, particularly when they have that first pick and can do that 4-pick Morphling into banning out, you know, the pesky counters, and just didn't really feel like Talon had a good response ready for it. They picked this kind of slow-paced draft that didn't really actually scale that well.
Lina looked decent, but that's Morphling completely untouched. Breaking through every member of Talon now. Q the next on the menu. Even driving into the fountain, but turning quickly to focus down the throne and tie things up in its best of 2. 1-1.
Hokori.
Hold it!
马在说。
So maybe just a bit too close to the T1 tower to fully commit here.
They're going to go for it, it looks like, on Tim's. The rest of the Corey aren't moving over to try and help out on the initial life of the Witch Doctor. This is from 5, just will clip him in the end, so Yopaj gets the finishing blow. Still nearby though on rating, considering about trying to maybe snag the Aegis, but not going to be the case. There's a free Roche given over to Boom Esport.
They're out of Sentry Wards, so Skem just pops the dust just in case that cheeky little Nyx Assassin was playing nearby.
Dyer's top tower is under attack!
Top lane, Yopaj. Spear back onto Lumiere. It's got to look for a straight TP out. FBZ will not have a cancel. Great read from the Phantom Assassin. Like Theolico will not be as fortunate to escape. He'll make him work for it. He's definitely nice size coming out, but still another kill regardless for Boom to pick up. And really, they should now get a lot of objectives out of the Ages. I imagine for them is the T2 tower down bottom is probably the next that they're looking for.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, even mid, to be honest, right? Like, I think
Dyer's bottom tower is
the
under
potential
attack!
for top is also there, just because that's the area that PA is still wanting to play around the most. It wouldn't surprise me to see Lumiere go
Dyer's
even
bottom
into
tower is
Boom's
under
ancient
attack.
camp, just to be able to consistently
Axe
farm
observes
there.
carnage
Be able to
underway,
scout out
and
Gardex
Radiant's
movement
top
with this trap
tower.
as he walks forward to try and get a little bit of vision up
Radiant's
to protect
top
against
tower
that.
has
Yeah,
fallen.
they're just going to pop it. They're going to try and converge a little bit, but I'm not sure if this is the greatest value if you commit the entire team for that purpose.
Radiant's top
Wisely enough,
tower is
Jackie
under
as
attack!
well as FBZ just
Dyer's
continue playing
bottom
together on the
tower
top
is
side,
under attack.
keeping pressure in on 2 lanes and winning out on the trade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack! Dyer's bottom tower is taking many wounds! Haste!
Over in the jungle, they're giving them a lot of information on the game. They see that Lumiere committed very heavily deep inside the triangle. They're going to try and start Yopaj with the instant follow-up. Blows up the line for Lumiere. And now Hokori, they just need to get out. Gardex won't be able to make it with the TP. Analog will be fortunate enough that he's protected with the Rolling Thunder, but Boom, a 3-for-1 as Jackie even got a kill on the Nyx Assassin who was trying to connect to the rest of the team.
Yeah, they just read them completely. Like, Jackie, he's played enough PA that I'm sure that the team was asking, if you're in this situation, what would you want to be doing right now? And it would probably be, well, you guys want to push, so I want to farm your ancients. And so they set up the vision there, they get the pick off, and they just, again, keep the lanes pushing in as much as possible. But Corey's benefit, they're trying to do the same thing. You know, you push in mid a little bit, but Analog as well as Vitali pushing out the side lanes as much as possible. Jackie can afford to play this aggressively. He's got that Aegis. You don't really care about the black hole all that much. You've got multiple, let's call them saves for it, in the global silence, as well as just the second life from the Aegis.
Theolico. It's gonna run into a bit of a trap inside the tree line. It's gonna be Epizzy and Tims that pop out. See if the damage is enough, and it looks like that's going to be the case with the Crypt Swarm. Gardic not enough to try and help sustain through that, so...
This is
Are we really just...
like you don't have Glyph available now, and mid lane is very heavily pushed in. You've got a siege creep down bottom. Jackie could probably soak up a few of the tower hits with his refraction. He will. Gives the team time to be able to join. Yopaj really catches out Vitaly in the tree line as well. He's just able to TP away after clearing the creep wave, but still not enough to be able to stop this push forward. So good movements from Boom. I think they should probably be able to at least pop the Glyph in mid as well before this Aegis expires.
Till minute 30. Where to address the PA, who really feels like is their hope at the moment here from Akori.
Oh, yeah.
Can you see anything else that we're looking for? Is just hoping this guy gets incredibly farmed.
Hope he gets incredibly farmed, hope he picks off the PA to start the fight, and then you can black hole.
Oh.
That's their only chance.
If they look at the lane, they might see that the PA's here.
Pinging
You
it.
see the creeps dying? Oh no, that's... the timing is so awkward! Oh, he's gonna TP out, so they should know a ward is nearby. There's no way he'd be able to jump up without it, so... Over to the triangle though, FBZ will at least get a kill onto Theolacor. The rest of Akori starting to move over, but Jackie just... one meld usage and Theolacor's health pool just evaporates. Oh, by the bottom outpost, Tim's just gonna TP into a little bit of a surprise of Vitaly and Lumiere, but now Yopaj will look to join as well. Tim's buying some time thanks to the snowball, and Akori, they need to get out because the rest of Boom are connecting as well.
These Eidolons.
Arena's gonna be laid down, an easy kill onto the Enigma, no messing around with the arena usage from Yopaj. Now inside the river, Analog will be able to at least follow up and kill off Tim, so we're 1-for-1 nonetheless, with a couple of ultimates.
Sepertinya ini akan menjadi
Team fight doesn't exist now on Akori, so the tier 2 mid. It's Aegis about to expire in 20 seconds. They forced the Glyph out. I think they can stick around. There's really no reason not to. They need to pop their cooldowns for it. Another tower obtained. More advantageous ways to be able to take the farm away. And so Lumiere needs to try and get creative. He's hiding all the way off into the trees in the bottom side of the map and essentially never revealing his position. Might now just to try and draw a couple of people down towards this bottom side of the map, but
Radiant's bottom
see
tower
the ping
is under
instantly
attack.
coming out on the minimap for him.
Invade this last bastion of hope here for Akori inside the triangle. Mega kill! Got it. Oh, it's a tough life to live as a Witch Doctor support against 11,000 net worth lead that an enemy team has. Just so incredibly squishy, and positioning has to be on point if you're ever going to stay alive.
Even TP'd all the way back on Lumiere, so it's not even like they were getting an even trade out of that that movement there with being able to pick up a little bit more farm. They fed him over the tome so that he can have that level 15 talent for the increased cast range on Phantom Strike. Again, it's all about Lumiere just catching the supports, specifically Scam. Like, if he is out of the fight, then Vitaly is enabled to have a lot more presence, and I don't think BKB is the item for him. The Blink Dagger is the next thing. They're playing on a lot of conditions right now for Akori. Like, things need to happen in a very specific order for them to win these next few team fights. What happened?
Yopaj's illusion just baited. Yeah, the BKB. Lucky they didn't use too much. Well, I mean, that's your first BKB usage and 70 seconds for free now on Boom, so let's see what they can get across the map now, knowing that the BKB is on cooldown.
Yopaj is going to be the one licking his lips the most, right? That, they've just got complete vision with the gem being held on to by the Mars. Yeah. Oh, I found him! Back?
What? How? How does he know he's there? I don't get it. Okay.
Pokoknya sebenernya nonton yang mana anjir?
Pro plays.
Boom, boom. Ini seru
I'm
lah.
like,
Boom yang tadi.
yeah.
Beda game 2.
Mana coba?
Wood before
Just a point for you.
Dyer's top tower is under attack. Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Very close. Analog playing with fire to jump in. Deep inside the base they go, but Boom not too worried with the lead they've been able to pick up as Analog. They might just die in the rolling thunder. Thunder. Jack is right-click damage, something that you have to be wary of. You're trying to play with the Pango in these ultimates.
Now it kind of feels like, yeah, you've got the PA back alive, but unless you've got a little bit more of that follow-up
DP lagi, DP.
He's going to be
DP,
able to do
San.
anything here. Still, without the dagger on the Talon,
Ya.
just can't look to kill anyone or find any single pick-off here.
Memilih pulang untuk farming lagi.
Spawn, instant respawn on Roche actually. They're gonna get a vision of it here on Boom immediately. MKB picked up by Jackie. He's able to deal with this PA for now. He's even gonna have the free Aghanim shard coming through to him very shortly.
Perbedaan antara dua tim.
This honestly might be the last fight here for Corey, unable to
Crossan up.
somehow
Oke.
get a couple of kills and stall this one out, because
They need an overwhelming fight victory on Hikori to have any chances.
because they do still scale decently well into the Phantom Assassin. It's not like it's a crazy late game free game for the for Lumiere. So you're gonna need to pull something miraculous out of the hat, and Dota Plus says it's a 4%
Wah,
chance. Here.
sakit sih anjir tembakan.
You might have sold those Iron Branches on Enigma just so that the Eidolons could get him up into that Blink Dagger on Vitaly. It's actually so important. I can't stress this enough for him to have this. Even just using the Maleficent to creeps to be able to create a bunch of
Wardi
Eidolons,
Rosan ini.
gold needed
Kok
for
ngajak
this.
ke ini.
Oke.
So a little bit more of that license
Ya
to
kan?
farm.
Wardi
Go
Rosan.
back past the secret shop, I imagine, and sell a couple of them.
I see the Eidolons running through the trap, so they have a good idea of at least where the Enigma is, and potentially where the rest of the team is as well, as Boom invade into the triangle. Get a free kill onto Theolacor, and with that pick-off, that should be Roche now for free.
Should indeed, but they didn't have a complete understanding of where Hikori were. They still scanned on their side of the river, being conscious of the fact that there is this big turnaround potential. You've got the Blink Dagger now on Enigma, but you can't walk underneath any kind of traps here. Thinking about Vitaly,
Oh,
they
he's
know.
going to do just that. They
they've
know
got him.
exactly where he is. And Yopaj is nearby to get the jump. Roche, they do get the kill onto Hikori at least, but can they get out with their lives as well? As now that the agent's advantage, Yopaj is going to look to jump in the middle. Stop it, Falling Thunder! With a follow-up start from Theolacor as well. They'll get the first kill, but what more can they get out of this Jackie? Caught in the middle into the secret shop.
Akhirnya anjir.
Jump in the middle, but the buyback used for the global assault. It'll stop the black hole, but still the fight. It's a decent start for Okoye. Lumia's gonna try and jump in and get the finishing blow, but he doesn't have enough damage. Yopaj will stay alive, and Jackie cleans up the rest of the components from the Radiant lineup.
Honestly, that is the best fight you could have possibly hoped for on Hikori. They almost did everything perfectly, with Yopaj jumping into the path of the Rolling Thunder so that it was a three-man stun, and they still come out behind. Like, that is just how far Boomer ahead and how far their draft is favored here. Even being able to pick up that double damage on the bottom side of the river for Yopaj to rejoin the fight, continue the push on forward. They still don't have a cliff. They won't have one for this eventual push into the second lane rack.
Middle tower.
That's full hero
Into
anjir
the
terus
path
kan.
of the Rolling Thunder, connects onto a nice stun coming through from Theolacor. Even the black hole was pretty solid too, forcing out the buyback. Didn't actually have the buyback at the very beginning. It actually came up mid black hole. How crazy is that? Tiniest things. Gaben smiling on Boom today.
Invisibility. Got it.
Si tinggiin di silitir.
I promise you nothing's happening. They're just grouping up.
Bagus.
Never
Oke,
gonna go for a smoke.
Is he instant with the BKB? And Luke's gonna try and get
Oh.
on top of Jackie as well, but you gotta get out now from Okoye. The initiation wasn't up to par of what you need to be able to
Bad
turn
smoke,
that
John.
fight, potentially getting back around. They can look to catch up to some of the members. As Vitaly
Ooh.
got out inside the Roche pit, fall down, and the sole survivor is Lumiere, who's trying to just escape to the left side.
Belum ada
but maybe
betul,
get some
anjir.
creeps on his way out.
Still another 50 seconds on the black hole as well. So Jackie says, look, let's just go down mid. Haven't died a single time. Got plenty of net worth.
Radiant's
double
middle
what the PA
barracks are
has, and
under
they don't
attack.
even need to worry about this tier 2 tower potentially. They might still go for the safe route considering what happened in their first series against OG.
Axe would never whine like Radiant's
Losing from a winning
Radiant's
situation
middle
twice,
barracks
but
have fallen.
they're just going to go for the safe way, take out the second tier 2, have the lanes constantly pushing it passively. This should be...
Should be.
Axe observes carnage under way,
1%.
and Radiant's
Is it
top
actually?
tower has fallen.
It's actually
Are you
1%.
going to do something about that?
No, I don't believe in it. Not this game. I think if Lumiere had Deso, maybe. But he's got Basher instead, and I feel like that's not necessarily what you need right now. You just need to take out the silencer, especially now that you know he bought back, right? You know 100% that you're going to be able to get off this black hole if the silencer dies.
Hunter dies, jump in, black hole with no cancel, maybe get another kill as well into a core. Kind of what the fight needs to look like for a core in. But Talibot jump FBZ. See how hesitant they are to really commit. Lumia's gonna now jump in. Killed off the death properties. Can they get more? Lumia's on the scam. Okay, that can enable the black hole now. But where's the Enigma getting to the middle of the team fight? Lumia's in some trouble. Yopaj is lacking the mana for the spear inside the arena. They'll still be able to bring down Jack off to the right side, and look at the damage from the TA jumping to the tree line. But they have the vision onto Theola, the Nyx assassin will be able to just scurry on away. Like in the
Jackie's
end,
just saved them a couple of times these team fights. Vitaly just not quite there to be able to land that black hole with the silencer going down. They'll be able to get another. Really can't afford to be giving up this buyback on the PA, but you're probably going to force to.
Top tower.
Udah jauh nih tuh, rank 51 udah.
go up against
Behind their fortification.
old-fashioned mega creeps, a glyph. When you buy them some time, they've got black hole.
Doctor and Nyx can't deal with Megas, unfortunately, though, so
Radiant's
bit of
middle
a-
tower is under attack.
on conclusion of the outcome of this game.
So it is now 0% since Daddy Gaben. So even before the megas is analog.
Bahaya. Jadi bahayanya bisa dikendalikan. Sedikit lagi saja ini hanya sementara. Objektif dan sangat disiplin nih.
Podcast shout pass here.
Mau
Yeah,
keluar oke.
just close your eyes and it'll be the exact same thing with everything that's going on right now. Nothing's happening. So it looks like boom, we're going to be able to close this one out soon anyway. There we go.
Wah, makan
right back
diwancatin,
into
Sam.
it.
Gila
Yeah,
anjir.
he's looking to try and find that back line, and you can see
They
again.
know where he is.
They do indeed.
And your approach can follow up as well. Great reactions with the BKB from Lumiere.
Plays so far back.
Yeah, that he is.
Belum level anjir ini.
Doesn't die at all. Global silence is vital. to stop this
Nah, ini
black
Black
hole.
Hawk enak nih.
Another 10 seconds to refresher on
Duh.
Page. Just look to wait. In 3 more seconds, he handed
Rapat,
off the
rapat,
ball to Scam
rapat.
just to make sure he had the space to be able to have it useful for him. Gonna back off completely. PTSD of those 2 losses against OG really coming back for him, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it. Stall this one out, just chill a little bit. But it really does seem to be the case, like you said. Losing some of the games where they had the net worth lead, they're like, all right, we don't want to do it again. You know, we want to try and get this map victory, get some confidence built back up.
I mean, if Lumiere gets level 20 and he gets this Death Zone, we've seen PAs come back from it.
Kalau PA-nya bisa ke pick up, thumbs down.
Again, it just comes down to if you can see the silencer. And at the moment, it's very difficult because they do not have a gem on Radiant. So your vision towards the back, potentially where the silencer is not the greatest. Maybe this can help out with this ward at the kind of the bottom side by the outpost, but I don't particularly think they're ever going to take a fight here, considering boom, they want top. Like the eyes are on the prize for these mega creeps.
Yeah, I mean, all that they need to do on Boom is stick in
Scam
a...
is incredibly powerful.
Radiant's top barracks
He's gonna
are
back.
under
I'm
attack.
Uh,
sure that's what the comms was all about right there.
Buka zone.
The damage from Lumiere was enough to kill off the Templar assassin, Let's see if they can get more out of this though from Corey. Global silence. It's going to enable Boom to continue to push on forward. Yopaj playing with FBZ slams away the life of Guardian. They haven't addressed Lumiere, however. The clean off Tim's off to the right side, claiming the gem, potentially Skem's life as well. They do not see the silencer teeping out in the tree line.
It's ever so close. Like it's the potential is there. You can see it. It's just like, did he pump the BKB at all? He did actually. So he even burst through all of that. So I wonder if with that death, Jackie might just reset and say, you know what? I need the extra level 7 refraction instances. I need to make sure that I'm not getting burst down 100 to 0 without the refraction off on top of me. Good chain lockdown coming through from Analog, but it was just a little bit of poor position. You mentioned Skems before. Still, of course, really commanding position in this game on Boom, but let it slip away. Not again. 0 and 3 day 1.
Is it? Well, it's a very big kill to Tim's, the fact that you have the gem now. So you can start to deward some of the traps, get some of your own vision down.
Praying for Roshan to be up as well. Corey, but a relatively long respawn as well means that when it's up, it's going to be Boom having a chance to fight into it. Gardic just on the bottom side with a maxed out Voodoo Restoration, trying to do his best with the damage component that he's got at it. He'll push it out a little bit faster.
The dire structures cannot be hurt.
Maunya Sen bisa ngebalikin ini.
Can't even get their T1
Kalau
target as well.
bagus
They're still up for
ngeganggunya.
Did they jump FBZ?
Annoying hero anjir.
Forward to see if there was an opening to try and blow up the Death Prophet.
Cow secured.
So,
Helps a little bit with Roche, that's for sure.
that it does. Especially for them, still down for
DD
another
top.
minute 10.
Maaf, brother.
Useless. Not quite hit yet level 25 on Jackie. Still got plenty of net worth just sitting in the bags there.
Dua jadi PA.
Buff up his damage even further, and Gopaj, he's getting closer to picking up the Scythe of Vice for himself. Just goes ahead and buys it outright. Why not? They just need to wait the 30 seconds. Fresher, you've got level 25 on the TA. You've got everything you could possibly want. FBZ just going for the hedging their bets, wanting to win Waker, realizing that, you know, he could probably get a bit tanker if he wanted to, but he's not the be-all and end-all of Boom's team. Jackie lives, they're gonna win.
Yep, yeah, without a doubt. Because that we've said it for quite some time now. That's really the game plan. It feels like for Corey. Kill the silencer, jump in with Black Hole. There's going to be no answer, and you can kill another core, really an important core. So that Wind Waker now just will completely nullify that once FBZ picks it up.
Bakalan Naya atau mau
Tyler's getting some nice items though. Picked up the Spell Prism for himself. He's going to use the Ninja Gear in combination with it, giving the Spell Prism over to Pango. Understandable as well. The Roshan is up. It's got an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, okay. If Akori win this fight and take Roshan, I think they've got like a 30% shot of winning this, even with only one melee Rex left. If PA gets Ags.
So it's 1% right now.
Kalau jadi Wardi Rosan, last war ini.
No, I think it's probably about 5.
Okay. So 5 to 30 if they win this fight and get Roche. All right.
Means multiple people will be dying in a lot of these fights. It means that PA has enough for a refresher as well. They'll have 2 BKBs, plenty of jumps around, plenty of fans of knives. It's a lot of damage to get in the output, and Akori realized how important it is. They're up here.
Under the ward, gotta be cautious. The threat at the arena is gonna jump. Heads onto the Tali, finds the opening, and they just blow up the Enigma, who's got a buyback and will look to rejoin, but they might just lose too many members before he's able to get back into this team fight. His Guardian's gonna go down as well. Lumi is still nearby, threatened with another initiation. He just wants a refresher as well. So the Phantom Assassin is not playing with a buyback. This is it. If they kill him off, this is game.
Radiant's middle tower is
Get
under
everything that they
attack.
can. Buyback just coming up on the Witch Doctor. You've got Refresher available on PA as well.
On the river. You need every single member, and Akori just not playing together. Nick's getting picked off. Creeps inside the base as well, so this is a very awkward scenario for Akori to be in. Do you stick around for Roche, or do you back up to defend?
They might even get the dieback here out of Enigma. It's going to look to turn around in Black Hole, you would assume.
The
They
red
won't have an
mist
opening though.
spreads at
Still the
Radiant's
threat of the
middle
global.
tower.
Vitaly just has to hope that he can run away, but God, he will not be able to do so. A dieback for the Witch Doctor, and now they can
Mainnya
go back
terlalu
into the
jauh
team
ini.
push.
Yeah, safe play is the right play this time around for Boom again. The only way that they lose this game is with Jackie dying twice now. Pick up that Aegis for himself.
Sakit aja. Dua lagi minus armor kayaknya.
Secure this last lane, the Rogue's feeling comfortable. Just trying to do his best to push out this bottom lane as quickly as possible, realizing that our supports are dead for quite some time now, so if they just look to immediately go in onto the top lane, they can actually just avoid the backdoor protection. I'm going back to 0% now with the fight going the way it did.
Alright, back to 0%. Tali brought home, although I don't know where they put it. He's trying to get to the level 18 on the black hole. They don't know where the top. Okay, looks like they get it to PA instead. Try and get towards the level 25. Oh, it's
Ambil outpost ini.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get there before this game ends. That's okay. This is actually a big item for Vitaly and Ninja Gear at least to help with his
Bukan outpost
positioning.
dulu.
He's had it for a while though. Ooh, okay.
Too much. Oh, he's had it for a while. Okay.
Yeah, he had it in that previous 2 fights. So not changing too much about the engagement so far. Full on smoke here from Boom. EKB's back up, Refresher's back up, Swift Blink and Buyback available for Jackie, plus the Aegis, plus even a Trickster Cloak if they wanted to make that aggressive move in the middle of a team fight just to be able to get the jump.
Oh, guarding Tim's. Keep back. They'll try and take as much space and waste as much time as possible. They'll get the initial stun, but a beautiful snowball afterwards, dragging Jackie in. We'll be able to keep alive Jackie. EXO has been committed from Boom. They're going to try and get firm control of the base. Assassin, but they are against the world.
Barracks are under attack. That's more access.
Oh, this goddamn scepter on the toss. What an item, dude. And they'll also go past, clipping out the Phantom Assassin. One spear into the second. Follow-up is blue. They'll be able to find their first map victory of TI-11.
And it'll be a big sigh of relief coming through from them as well. When all else fails, go back to Boom Dota. And this was it in a nutshell. Go Taj with a comfort hero for mid, able to have a really good time against the Pangolier. Surprising, honestly, with the amount of net worth that he was able to obtain there. And
Tungguin. Ada lagi game nggak guys? Di sini PSG Algini versus game keduanya, live game 2. Game 2-nya.
Ori.
Talon nggak ada main lagi ya. Liquid juga.
Oh, Liquid.
Sonic.
Liquid. OG.
Wah, Talon main lagi nanti guys jam 3. Talon main jam 3. Boom main lagi jam 5. Panjang guys. Talon main lagi jam 9.
Banyak hari ini, San.
Belum bisa di watch in game jam 2-nya guys.
Rehat 5 menit gitu apa? 10 menit.
Oke, kita cek aja ini guys. Spesial GD itu ada Ame, Nothing to Say, Shinki, Fabian. Terus ada Evil Genius.